Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Are these flowers real? Yeah, these flowers are real. I have to say they look fake. Wow, that's something else. And here's another veteran, a Vietnam veteran. What was your first name? Aerith Warner Pitt. I think that's SM is Seaman. 2, U.S. Navy, Vietnam. December 1, 1942 to March 30, 1973. Well, if the Vietnam War ended, I think it was 73. So, I wonder, did he die right near the end? Huh. There are a lot of Grattans buried here. There were several when we were back there, over yonder, back there, and now over here too. And then there's this dog, and I can see there's a candle in there, so so for my subscribers who are Catholic and know far more about this than I probably ever will, because I'm not Catholic and I'm not religious. Oh. This is a very low bench, a child size. It does make me wonder about this, since there appears to be a candle in there. I can see the edges of the candle have burnt down. Maybe you just take the top off here. I don't want to touch it. It's not mine. And I don't want to damage anything, that's for sure. But it makes me wonder if you could just take the lid off and then the candle would have air to burn. Is it just for burial? Is it for whoever comes over to visit, so they can have a candle burning? I see that Leo P. Grattan died in 2020. Let's see if I can show that to you. Yeah, see, 2020, right there. So, so interesting. And Grattan is over here too. All right. All right. Now, although food isn't allowed, they didn't say anything about beverages. I do have my bottled water in my pocket. So, in order to keep talking, I took a swig. All right. Isn't that interesting? That is certainly different, isn't it now? Because normally, the name would go from lower to upper, from the beginning of the name to the end. And yet it's going the other way. I find that really interesting. Huh. Very interesting. All right. And I see a veteran over here. A sergeant in the U.S. Army. Orville J. Monty, Jr. World War II, 1921, 1987. The military provides these bronze plaques, in case you're wondering. I think they're free as well. And you see the family plot over here. Gertrude and Orville. Married August 1, 1943. Makes me think they were Catholic. When I was at the Resurrection Park Cemetery, the largest Catholic cemetery in the state of Vermont, I saw that a lot. The date of when they married, a lot. So, just makes me wonder. And let me just go to the front of this one here. Since it says in the back, their children, Anne, Michael, Deborah, Todd, Donna. Who's on the front? Charbonneau, Elmer E, and Annette A. No birth date. No death date either. Huh. Interesting. And I'm going to take a look-see at the front of Monty's. What a beautiful scene. Definitely ice hockey. All right, let's continue up this way. I see another veteran. I do wonder how well the black granite will last. I mean, granite is a very hard material, and it seems to be not only great for kitchen counters, but certainly for grave monuments. Grave markers. Albert Leo Treya, S2, U.S. Navy, maybe a Seaman 2. World War II, August 24, 1924 to May 6, 1962. At St. Stephen's Cemetery, there was a woman whose last name was Treya. Makes me wonder if they're related somehow, since it's not necessarily an unusual name, but for here, but it's just unusual enough. And another Treya, who served during World War I. Wow. Wagoner Supply Troop 2. I'm guessing CAV is cavalry. There was cavalry in World War I, in case you did not know that. So what I'm going to do is go down this side here, and then come up in the middle, and then back to where I started. Yep, Treya. I see the ground is really pitted here, and feels really pitted here too. Ground is uneven. Look at the veterans, and look at this here. I think this is for cremations. There's something like that at Lakeview Cemetery. It's actually pretty large. I'd say it's twice the size of that. From what I'm thinking from memory, anyway. Oh, here we go. Elmer E. Charbonneau, AMM-3, U.S. Navy, World War II, 27 to 81. And someone else over here, another veteran, Warren W. Sweeney, Private First Class, U.S. Army, World War II, 24 to 2000. And the family headstone's right there. Now what is this? Jerry, 1928 to 2002. He was the best at everything. A great husband, father, and best friend. More folks on this side as well. I mean, 2021. I mean, this person just barely. And what does it say on this side? That sky is not looking hospitable, but there's no rain in the forecast. But you know, my slicker is at home, so it stands to reason that I could very well be rained on. But my plan is to finish recording here today. So I really hope to find the grave of this one famous person. And if I can't find his grave, I'll share with you at the end who I was looking for and why you may want to try to find him if you're so inclined. Now this is kind of intriguing. Nothing gold can stay. Nature's first green is gold, her hardest hue to hold. Her early leaf's a flower, but only so an hour. Then leaf subsides to leaf, so Eden sank to grief, so dawn goes down to day. Nothing gold can stay. Robert Frost. Maybe they're suggesting that that this person, oh, what is that, 24? 23? Wow, so young. I'm sorry. Faith, hope, and love endure, but the greatest of these is love. I like this sentiment here. We can't control the direction of the wind, but we can adjust our sails. Now I saw on Find a Grave the picture of that person's grave right there, Walter Harold McNamara, U.S. Navy, U.S. Air Force, Staff Sergeant, U.S. Army, Korea, Vietnam, Lebanon, Grenada. Wow. August 29, 1929 to February 20, 2013. Good Lord. That is astonishing. Astonishing indeed. I will say the cemetery looks fairly well cared for. The grass looks tended to, and it appears that the headstones are certainly weed whacked as well, unlike a variety of cemeteries I can think of off the top of my head. Here's another one with a poem. A bud in spring, wet with dew, warm sun, sweet blossoms, embracing all. Petals fall, adoring this ground, by Q on. Interesting. And whose grave is this? Swanson. Mother Martha Merrill, June 3, 1943 to October 3, 2010. Mother, teacher, friend, beloved wife of Richard, who was born July 12, 1943, and apparently is still with us. Let's see another tree down in the woods. Wonder if anyone heard it. Ooh, this is blocked with this fence. I mean, I can see it, so I'm guessing you can see it too. And it ends right there. And the other end is forward. Huh. I wonder why that is. Well, there are a few trees back there that have come down. Or maybe they were taken down. Alrighty, so in case you're thinking this building on the left could be a church, it has no steeple. That's clearly a meeting house. You can tell really from what looks like it could have had a steeple at one time, but really that's showing us it's a meeting house, as opposed to this over here, where this has a steeple, so therefore a church. Kind of nifty. And the library is right between the two. Another vet, Vietnam veteran, 44 to 2016. Someone comes through, I think he's a veteran too, comes through and marks the graves of veterans with flags. I'll be visiting a cemetery within the next couple of months, because I never know my schedule. It's what takes my fancy, to be honest. Let's see, U.S. Marine Corps, World War II, 1922 to 2014. Garde bien. Blessed is the mother who places her children before herself, for she will never be forgotten. Interesting. Korean service. You know, you see that now. As I said, these pictures, the videos go on YouTube. The photographs go on Instagram, which also populate to my Traveling for History page on Facebook. So if you want to see those photographs, you can certainly follow me on Instagram. You need to sign up for Instagram to see more than just a glimpse. And you can certainly follow me on Traveling for History on Facebook. Traveling for History on Facebook. I post every day. I upload videos every day. And actually, today I have uploaded 3 videos. 2 were around midnight. And today's uploaded at 5 a.m., which is when they typically upload. Wow, that is quite the monument right there. I love the design at the top. And here we have Douglas Mullock. Major 155th FTR GP Vermont ANG. I have to look up what all that means. If you know, comments below work for me. I don't always have a chance to find that before I post. George H. Sparhawk. I wonder, I mean, that's such an unusual name. I wonder if he's any relation to Dr. Sparhawk, who had a sanitarium here in Burlington. Excuse me, in Burlington. I'm in Colchester. And another Sparhawk, First Lieutenant U.S. Air Force. This guy was Colonel U.S. Air Force, World War II. And this one doesn't say which war he was in. Loving husband, father, grand, and great-granddad. Wow. All right, let's walk all the way to the corner here. Well, there's a well-worn path right there into the woods. I know that whenever I go to a cemetery, I come home with tons and tons of mosquito bites. And it's not overly pleasant. I don't feel it at the time, but yeah. If you're watching this on YouTube, be glad that you are not part of the mosquito buffet. That is a big daddy long legs. Holy cow. Can you see this thing? Now you can. That is a big daddy long legs. Holy cow. Should have seen it. It was running up the front of the grave marker. But now I feel safe at the top. Not too safe. It just ran away from me. Alright. Oh, there's more of that fencing right there. What is the point of the fencing when there's a path right there? Huh. No idea. If you have any idea, please let me know, because I can't figure it out. Alright, let's keep going. Look at the size of that tree. Wow, that is one. Has one thick trunk on that bad boy. Holy cow. Can you imagine the stories this tree could tell? If it could speak. Alright. Definitely an older area. 1867 to 1936. Definitely older. Huh. And there's that shack, tool shed building at the end. Wow, that is not a good look. Let me show you what I was just talking about. There you go. See that? See all that webbing, netting? And that's caused by insects. I wonder if that's caterpillar stuff. I remember our lilac bush when I lived in Pennsylvania had that kind of thing. Just a ton of caterpillars. I think it was Mom who removed them and burned them in a pail outside on a windy day. I wouldn't recommend a windy day, but yeah, let's take a closer look since I'm walking that way. Anyway. I think that's spider webbing, actually. Ooh, mosquitoes. I can see mosquitoes. Yuck. In a word, yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Whoa. Clean up an aisle infinity. Wow. So first of all, what we can see here is the underside of the headstone, this part here. We're not supposed to be able to see this part down here. And there's this, and I can see it was connected with some sort of paste, glue, that kind of stuff. And okay, if you have an option, don't go with this one. A lot of them fail. That said, you also another one I see that fails a lot is when it's a headstone, even like this, that has what looks like pieces of rebar sticking out and with holes at the bottom of the headstone itself. They also fail because they rust. They rust out and they break. Frost heaves are not our friends, and if you live in Vermont, if you're going to be buried here in Vermont, well, just know that your tombstone is likely to fail. Headstone, whatever you want to call it. Oh, these darn mosquitoes. Whew. (1832, 1911) and 1831, 1902. So definitely an older grave. That one's 1828. Holy cow. And notice how precipitously it is leaning forward. Frost heaves again. Frost heaves are not a friend. Have a couple with urns at the top over here. Definitely an older style. I see another area where a person could drive in to this cemetery from the meeting house parking lot. And then this building right there, that's the library. That's Burnham Library. And there are Burnhams buried here. I have not seen any yet, but apparently there are Burnhams here, buried here. That's according to that article I had read at the start. That portion of the article